So for picking and being able to eventually grow this into where we're setting the the path of where we want folks to go in picking based on location and what's in each location. I have up on the screen two reports here, ready for ready to pick and current location report. Um, Potentially, we have this on a really big screen side by side, just like this, so they can see it in real time. But based on my other videos, basically what I'm saying, whatever we put into ready to pick from the pre-order, one project at a time, it's going to come to this current pick location report. If there's two projects in there, it'll still show up on the ready to pick. It's just not going to show up on the current location report. So ultimately, this is the holy grail for them picking. But what we're doing is we're starting to build what order we want them to pick in based on the project. So how this works um, is when you can see here, and I've already did this, so it shows up automatically. You got 28 or 35 that were scanned. You see it's blue. They went over. They scanned 35 to the project, that part number. 8, 10, they scanned to the project. They went over on both of them. Well, I went over on both of them. This report tells you that. It's telling them out of 28 of this part number, every highlight underneath is a reference. So this only has one, there's no reference underneath. So this only has one location. This only has one location or two locations because there's one here and then underneath it there's a highlight. Here underneath it that's a highlight. That's an area reference. It's basically telling you, okay, you got AO 3.2 and AO 3.3 as a location for this one part. This is your current location amounts. Same thing here. This one doesn't have a reference. This one doesn't. This one does. Underneath it, does. Underneath it, does. Does. This one has three locations: AO 2.2, 2.1, 2. And 1.1. What this report then also shows you is the total that was picked. You can see that 35. The total that was picked for this part. It's always going to go at the top. But this is telling you out of that 35, 20 were picked in this location, 15 were picked in this location. So let's just go ahead and do a form. And we're going to do this. Let's just grab this one right here. Project number. It's got to be pointed to it. I believe this one is 091466. 14646. Yep. We're going to grab 30 00021s. $30 of them out from, what is it, 0021. We'll do 30 from AO 2.2. Outbound location, skid. No notes. See what happens. $30 of them from AO 2.2. I think the picked comes in a little bit later. Let's just make sure on my side. Quantity request of 71. Watching the database just to see the update. I know that picked comes in a little bit later than anything else. And that might be the case here. Changes have been made. Let's refresh. Yep, it'll be coming in here right now. I didn't do anything. I'm just watching the data and the speed. You can see it picked over here, and it moves itself to the top. Moves everything over to the top. Eventually, I mean not eventually. I'll show you. Um, so on this side of it, refresh the screen. You can see that 30 picked to 00021. It's not a different color because obviously it hasn't reached its quantity to pick. Um, but what's nice about this is it's telling you, hey, 30 has been picked. This is just a reference row, so it's not telling. It's gonna sum it all up at the top level. But if we do another one, let's just do 40. What was it? 00021. 40 at what is it? AO2.1 because the other one's at AO2.2. Just to make sure. Again, this is me referencing things, but these guys are just going to be scanning real time. They're not doing the data looking up that I'm doing to try to, test and reference this stuff. But let's get it out of the way. Watch what happens. Okay, moved up to 70 as I just did. All right, so it's basically saying 40 are taken out of AL 2.1, 30 are taken out of AL 2.2, and that 70 marker just updated now. Moved it up, uh, but well, I'll show you that in a second. Let me just kind of go to the database real quick to reference. All right, so we're looking at the database where I bring all that in, just cross-referencing. We had 40 out to AO 2.1, 40 AO 2.1, 30 AO 2.2, and this one is not that part because I only did it 2 scans at that part. 191, yep, 00021. The other one's 18. So, yep. So it's basically telling you 40, 30. There's one left to scan. Let's just finish the process out. I'll put it at AO 2.1. One at AO 2.1. One out. AO 2.1. Skid. It's just kind of don't waste any time here. So 00021, yep, quantity 1. That'll get us to that 71 marker out, coming from AO 2.1. So this should be 41 when I'm all done. Submit it. Get it out of the way. And away we go. But what's nice about it is like if we have this on the, I'll show you my project database. If we have this on the screen, should turn green eventually. And on the screens, I found an app that refreshes the screen every 10 seconds, 15 seconds on its own. So that'll be nice. Obviously, you saw it turn green at the ready to pick level. You don't know what location it's in. This is what's nice about this. You kind of, oops, I should have just refreshed it. My fault. So there you go, 41 at AO 2.1, total of 71, 71 picked. So it's showing you the same thing over here. Obviously, well, here's a red flag too. I picked 10 on here, and as we're looking at this report, um, I see that 10 are scanned, but it doesn't have a location. So it's telling me that 10 were scanned out for it, but there's no location amount. So somehow they got this 10 from somewhere, but they didn't get it from any one of these um, lo- location, or not one of these. It's just one. They didn't get it from the only location that we have called out for that part. So somewhere they found a different location. So it's something that we would look into. But there's another um, filter I'm putting on here that is equal to or over is not equal to X. That will eliminate them altogether and go down to their next pick. So that'll be automatic. All right, that's all I got for you guys. Want to show you kind of ready to pick current pick location report.